So for over a year and a half, I have a little bit more, just gotten into the dirty of the disrespect that I've been shown by the Peekskill police. And what I find absolutely amazing is, after saying these things, this woman's hearing it for the first time. She hears me talking about being physically threatened. He just sarcastically said, "Is there an end?" And you see people get up in the audience. It's like, this is how people work, like in packs. But notice the woman's face. Her name is Paula Claire, I think she says. I don't know if I heard her right, but a man will be behind me, and then look at the woman's face, because as I walked by her, she said, "Jesus, give it a break," or whatever, just so disrespectfully, like not hearing a word that I'm saying. And this guy, the chaplain from the Hudson Valley Hospital, he was in the front seat, did the same thing. But look at her face. This is what absolutely amazes me. Look at her. She's not listening to the guy in front of her. She's with her like little bralette lacy top. She looks pretty here, but she was so overmade up with, look at this nasty, she's laughing at me still, rolling her eyes. She's not finished yet. See? Like, people are talking, people are laughing, and it's like, what was that? But that's a good 30 seconds of pure, unadulterated hate. She's still laughing. She's still not focusing on her SAPE, which I'm starting to believe is just some like bogus company that's pretending to ask the right questions while ushering it through, while championing it through. Because when I said to Mrs. Walsh at the meeting, it's like, boom, the guy works for Lehman Brothers. He's stole the name West Point to try to, for deceptive reasons, to make an association that doesn't exist. And West Point is litigating for they're not being allowed to use the name. So I am the only one that I know that had this conversation, and I emailed a bunch of people, and I turned to Mrs. Walsh, the organizer of this local, I don't know if SAPE is a local thing or whatever, but she said, "Oh, that's a rumor." She said, "Yeah, that was just a rumor." It's like, what excuse me, what, a rumor? It brings me back to being a waitress 20 plus years ago, and at a Con Ed round table at a restaurant I worked at, while I was serving them, they talked about the rumors of smelling gas on the Upper West Side. I was the one that called, not 911, because I had my head bashed in 2 months before. I called Con Ed and said, "Hey, I think there's a leak." And then the next day was the First World Trade Center. How many have you seen, honey? Go for it, Catalina. Damn.
I want to thank you for passing this important resolution about the
I want to come up here and
expansion.
be a socially connected woman who can use my Barnard-educated brain to one day be a Golda Meir sort of
permitting agencies, because they have to know that Peekskill,
cheerleading,
and Westchester and Putnam and Phillipstown just passed this resolution as well. Don't want this to go forward without the required safety measures.
Now notice she says, "Don't want this to go forward without the required safety measures." What about, "We don't want this to go forward"? They do want it to go forward, and they're just very clever. It's just like the Daryl Davis and the what is that lady's name? Lester Brown. They seem to me to be this sort of artificial opposition. And I guess money can't buy acting like you really believe what you say, but... Well, I don't want to lose track, but this was just about this woman who has the fucking nerve to... what was I up there? I wasn't up there for 5 minutes. I mean, yeah, I spoke a couple of times, but unbelievable. Because that's how you stop pipelines. You recognize that bullshit people kill each other. And as I am laying here slowly dying, pointing out that I'm a good person with a lot to offer, fuck you. That's all I wanted to really say was fuck you. Oh my God, please. The guy that spoke after him, oh, that's the guy. Freak. He started rolling his eyes and yelling from the front seat too. He was the one taking pictures at the ethics committee meeting, wasn't he? Oh, jeez.